Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. I hope you're good. I hope you're well. It's time for some late night Lilywhite. Been looking forward to this one, actually. With everything that's going on with Spurs and everything else, there's no place I'd rather be in spending time on YouTube than with the Late Night Lilywhite crew. Whether we talk about Spurs currently, Spurs past, Spurs humour, Spurs whatever, let's just have some good fun today. I'll tell you about arguments I've been having on Twitter and the levels of people on social media platforms. It's all been rather hectic, but most importantly, I hope you're all good and well, and everything in your life is going well. It's almost the Premier League action starts tomorrow, doesn't it? It starts tomorrow with a match. Can't remember what match is it tomorrow. What match is it tomorrow? I know it's is it West Ham? Is it no? West Ham is Saturday. I don't know if tomorrow's game is actually important to us, but let's have a look. Let's have a look. Tomorrow's game is Leeds Burnley. Yeah, it means absolutely nothing to us in the grand scheme of things. So let's go through the chat. Only a few viewing at the moment, but hopefully that will pick up as we go. Aussie COYS, big up to you, buddy. I hope you're good and well down under. And the weather's probably turning for you now because it's going to start warming up on this side of the world. And hopefully, the sun will soon be with us. And I cannot wait for that. Mr. Jonathan Boyd, love you too. Thank you so much for your kind words. I have just responded to your email, which you should have. And I've also given you my number in it as well. But I have an update for you. And I thought, should I put it in the text? But I thought, nope, it will be easier. So the chairman, the chairman of the board got back to me and said to me, where is it? Just listen to your message. Sorry for being slow. So it's one ticket per active, aka paid up one Hotspur membership and membership at whatever club it is you're at, until things go to guest sale. Then a single one Hotspur membership can typically be purchased up to 3 additional tickets. Guest sales don't happen often outside this season, so it's not very reliable. So you would need, by the looks of it, one for each. But if we're in the Championship, you never know. But yeah, that is the update on what I was finding out for you. So all good. Howdy, JPAX. I hope you are good and well. Jonathan is back in. We are saying Tottenham make the signing of the year. Watch out, Villa. We've got a pig. I mean, do you know what, Jonathan? It all broke yesterday, didn't it? And our channel and a lot of other channels are just... we joke about it now, as you know, and you've been a very long-standing supporter of this channel and specifically this show. It literally now, I've gone past getting angry. It's just laughable. It is absolutely laughable that any team in any league in world football, whether they're going for a title or struggling against relegation or wherever they may be, but at the moment the club is on crisis, in crisis. The fans are more divided than ever. We could be in financial ruin. We could be about to have the most embarrassing thing happen to us and being relegated and be the 6 non-relegated ever presents going down to 5. And Spurs decided that this would be the time to release a collaboration. I can't even believe I'm saying this sentence, with Peppa Pig, and double down today and put out a flyer saying, come and meet Peppa Pig at a meet and greet within the stadium. And we got absolutely slammed in the British press. It was in the Sun. It was in the Daily Mail. It's been all over different websites, just ripping the piss out of us. And as I said, we have to take it as fans. There is nothing we can say or do that this club hasn't made us fully deserving of. Who knows if people will take action? I think I know the answer to that. I think a lot of people do. But we do have Peppa Pig, mate. We do. He's one of our own. Or she's one of our own. Big up, Ted. I hope you're good, matey. As a Newcastle fan, I hope we do help you guys by us losing to Forest and West Ham. We don't need you. We don't need you losing. We need you winning. We need you winning, buddy. We need you to take points off of them. I have a very soft spot for Newcastle, the city, the people, the fans, and because it's the birthplace of Paul Gascoigne, we need you to do us a favour and beat them too. But it doesn't even matter if you do, because we need to beat the teams in front of us, and I can't see how we do it. Peppa Pig last week, mate, I'm saying we should have a Spurs flag should be working right now towards a Peppa Pig tifo. It needs to be done. It needs to be done. Jonathan, no worries, mate. Obviously, I don't know. Toronto Spurs, we charge $30 a year for some American official sports clubs, and Canadians and Americans do it for free. But obviously, the reason we do a charge is because we do loads of parties, do loads of gifts. Like we also raise a lot of money for a charity, a football charity here for underprivileged kids that can't afford to go to like soccer schools or can't believe I said the S word there, football school, and we cover their expenses and kits and everything. So we do a lot of work with that membership fee. So, but yeah, definitely get 2 Hotspur memberships and get 2 memberships within whatever, oh, for God's sake, whatever official supporters club you join, and then you'll be looked after. You'll be looked after. They set deadlines for each game for obvious reasons, so then they can put them on sale back home if they know they can't fill the. Let's just say your group has about 20 seats, and you and whoever you're going with decide that you want that you'll get them. But then if no one else wants it, then they'll give the other 18 away. We might be going down. This is it, JPAC. I mean, we're so entitled. We shouldn't be demanding success or spending the money that stadium's accumulated on players. We got Peppa Pig, mate. We got Peppa Pig. No one else can see that. Who do you guys think goes up from the Championship? Ipswich, Millwall, or Borough? I think it'll be Ipswich. If it's Millwall, my God, the Premier League's going to be a bit. It'll be insane next season. Got it. Good evening, Mr. Bacon Fraud. I hope you have recovered from my WhatsApp message, mate. When you said to me you got a major bone, I genuinely worried for a little while. I really did get worried, especially when you hadn't returned for a bit. I was like, what have I actually done? But yes, very good. Very, very good. And I hope you're feeling better, buddy. I hope you're feeling better. Fabrizio Bomba, oh, mate, we've had the here we go. Today is to OINK, as I've put in the headline, as in one of the descriptions. It's all been coming out. It's all been coming up. Oh no, break it, mate. It was so quick. It was so quick for all those jokes to come out. It was, listen, you just got to laugh at it. There's no way around it. You just have to laugh. Oh my God, King Oasis, big up to you, buddy. You're back. I hope you're good. I understand what you're saying. I am never going to be done with Tottenham Hotspur. I'm done with the board. And one of the main reasons I've come back to YouTube is to force them out and do whatever I can to rally the troops or rally supporters, both home and abroad and around the world, to start actually getting things moving. There's going to be a new organisation coming up that I'm spearheading with 2 other people. That's going to be one objective and one objective only. But it's good to see you, brother. Listen, we should all be there, whether it's the Championship, League One, League Two. It's our first love. Tottenham Hotspur is our first love. And they're a wounded animal right now. And only the fans can get it back. Only fans can get this football club back to what it should be and what it's known for. But I hope you and the family are good, Mr. King Oasis. Like I said, when Harry Winks was at Spurs or wherever he's gone, how he hasn't taken the number 40 and brought out a bed, like bedding range or bedroom range, is beyond me. And how West Ham have missed that one. Spurs stiffed out a deal, though, didn't they? When it comes to collaborations and money coming in, they'll find it in the most ridiculous ways. And I still think, and I said it before, I think there's one more really embarrassing deal in the offing that we'll hear before the end of the season. No, the club. They'll announce it the day we get relegated. Do you think, Michael? I have to say, social media can be an absolutely vile place amongst the world. But when things like this happen with Michael Jackson, the comments on Fabrizio Romano's was one of the funniest things I've read on social media in a long time. Look, when it comes to Arsenal winning the Prem, I don't care. Let them win it. If it means we stay up, let them bloody win it. All that matters is us staying up. As a false, how had I not thought of that one, Curly? How has that one not been mentioned? Oh dear, that's brilliant. That's brilliant, brother. I hope you're good and well. Yeah, mate. This is what we do right now. Oh, Xavi, God bless him. God bless him. How unfortunate, how unlucky. Once he saw the magic spray going on, he must have thought, what the hell am I doing here? Our medical team. I mean, if that's not a reason to be sacked immediately, I don't know how many levels of incompetency has to be shown before someone says, right, this ain't happening anymore. But we never know. Is to Pepper is to Pig. Yep, we could have that one. Oh, mate, JPAC, it would be, London derbies will be spicy. That's for damn sure. Thoughts on Vicario? Bye-bye. Bye-bye. This is not only me waving goodbye, this is me doing my Vicario impression, attempting to save a shot. Goodbye. See you later. Ta-ta. Thanks for nothing. I would literally, if his flight got delayed, I would swim across whatever ocean it is, the specific, whatever ocean it bloody well is, to get him to Italy. Enough of him. Rezo, I hope you're okay. I cannot wait to see the back of him. Cannot wait. I don't know what other people think. Obviously, everyone's got their right to the opinion. If it helps, at least Spurs don't have to go, mate. You never know, but we'll have to see. The championship's going to be interesting. Big up, Jason. Big up, Mr. Friendliest Teacher is in the building. Big up, Mr. Brazil. I hope you are good and well. Today we have Peppa Pig on Michael Jack, mate. It's insane. I mean, let me just tell you one of the debates that I stirred or rattled on Twitter yesterday. And it will explain to you the state of where our standards are as a collective, as a fan base. I put a tweet out going, this sums up Spurs recruitment in a nutshell. And I said, Spurs had Harry Kane, a one-season wonder apparently, who for a decade smashed goals in for fun. An elite player, elite goal scorer. So we had a one-season wonder that did it for a decade, and we've now got in Solanke a striker that's played for a decade and had one good season. So we've gone from a one-season wonder who had success for 10 years to a guy that's had 10 years and only been a one-season wonder. And I did a AI photo, and it showed the goals that Kane and Solanke had scored in that decade. And the Solanke ones were a little bit skewed and they weren't bang on because it was just AI populating it. I had people coming up to me going, my God, Brian, that's such a lie. Solanke scored a few more goals than that. I was like, you don't understand what I'm saying about the standards. We've gone from Kane to Richie and Solanke. Yeah, but who could we have got? Who could we have got that's better than Richie and Solanke? And it got quite, other people were jumping in. People were having a go at me because I didn't get all the Solanke goals in, even though since Kane has gone, Solanke and Richarlison combined have 36 Premier League goals. And that includes the 19 that Solanke scored at Bournemouth that one season. 39 goals in the 2 and a bit seasons, or almost 3 seasons, Kane has gone. The 2 strikers to replace him has got roughly his goal and assists for one season. But because I skewed it a little bit, it became a whole issue. And you can't replace of course, we can't replace Kane, but there are no other strikers that could have done better, apparently, than Richard. This is what we're dealing with. This is what we're dealing with. Yeah, I've had a few rough months. I reached it. Oh, mate, listen. Excuse me. I don't know what happened, if it was due to mental health or illness or any other issue. I am so sorry to hear that, mate. Reach out to me if you need to talk. It's been unfortunately, this kind of topic, mental health and everything, has been quite prominent this week for many things. I'm helping a couple of people right now that are having issues via it. Obviously, I don't know if MC Noodles is in the house just yet, but last show he was saying that he's in recovery and battling. Mate, if you need to talk, you're never alone, buddy. You're never alone. You can get. I'm sure you've got my number. If not, we can sort it out. Reach out to me on social media. Hope your best mate's family is okay. And like you said, never be done with Tottenham, just with the board. And that's why I am going for them full throttle. Russell, big up. I'm 6 to the dot. There you go, mate. Well, hopefully, I don't know if the sound of my voice is going to make you feel worse or will be nice and soothing for you. But I wish you better, brother. Wish you better. Sending you a virtual get well hug. There you go. There you go. It's coming your way. Let me know when you get it. Spurs streamings without you, Brian. Oh, Psycho, it is lovely to hear you always have the kind words and support for me. Even when I was taking my break, I could see people putting stuff in the comments. Since I took that break, I've come back refreshed. I've come back better. As you'll see, I'm not going on shows non-stop all day, every day. But I'm going to make sure I give as much attention to Tottenham on tour and especially Late Night Lilywhite as possible, because I missed you guys. I honestly really, really missed you guys. So it's a pleasure to be back. Winkle, big up, buddy. To have songs made up for me like that, especially that song, is very, very special. And I appreciate it, buddy. And thank you for your support of the channel. And if only we could go back to White Hart Lane. If only we could go back to White Hart Lane. Stephen, how are you doing, brother? Yeah, look, we're all good. Life is hard everywhere around the world at the moment. Finding a job at the moment is nigh on impossible over here in Toronto. It's getting turned down here, there, and everywhere for jobs I'm overqualified for, underqualified for, jobs that I could do with my eyes closed. It is just a hard time. But apart from that, and a couple of minor health issues, everything is good. I'm with my beautiful wife, and that's the most important thing. Mum and dad are great. My nephews and niece are superb. So as long as everyone around me is good, I will be good. And I hope it's the same with you, Stephen, and everyone in the chat. Yeah, look, I said when I left Aston Villa, when we went out of the FA Cup, that's it. They're gone. I'm not stepping foot till they're gone. I'm not stepping. And obviously I can't because I'm not there. I'm over here in Toronto. But the only time you ever got me stepping foot back there is if I know there's going to be an almighty protest, and I mean carnage, and then I'll be in. Not for the game. I'll walk in at half time, whatever. I'll watch the game in the concourse, whatever. Won't spend a penny. But whenever I'm back, I'm going to be causing mayhem outside that stadium, outside the training ground. Not a day's waste. Enough is enough. Enough is enough with them lot. Oh, mate, Winkle, please tell. Have you not heard? Seriously? Okie dokie. Let me right, the first share of the night. Let's get it up, shall we? So yesterday, let's do this just for you, Winkle. We can all relive the humour. I'm going to show you two pictures. So first of all, yesterday Spurs casually slipped into their club shop. We have 6 items from Peppa Pig. We have got a Peppa Pig collaboration. And then what we did afterwards, we today came out Meet Peppa Pig this May at the Tottenham Experience, not even at the Tottenham Stadium, which I hadn't even clocked till just now. Meet Peppa Pig this May at the Tottenham Experience, Monday, May the 4th and Saturday, the 16th of May. Stadium tours where kids go free, but apparently it's £25 per adult. Oh, I didn't realise it said at the Tottenham Experience, not even at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. So if you'd missed it, Spurs are now in collab with Peppa Pig. Do you know what? In all honesty, as a Spurs fan, with no jokes aside, I never thought in my entire life I would actually say Tottenham Hotspur are in a collab with Peppa Pig. And when I told my beautiful wife about this morning, and she doesn't know anything about football, she knows obviously Spurs and what it means to me, but she gets the general and she gets why I hate the ownership and blah, blah, blah. And when I told her in the last 24 hours, this is what we've done with Peppa Pig, she just turned around, and you know my wife's annoyed if she swears. She went, "What the fuck has that got to do with football?" I'm like, ta-da! It's madness. It is utter madness, but it's right. It's true. It's no joke. Spurs announced when we go into this game with Villa that Peppa Pig is available at the club shop. It's honestly correct. He is. Listen, what I will say, the guy on his day, we saw Monaco in the Champions League. He was absolutely sensational. But the guy can't, he is the most unreliable. And I can't, I thought Lloris was bad with his feet near the end, or he was. Vicario is just shocking. Shocking. His parents are lovely. I will say that. His mum's a nutcase. But thank God he's going. Thank God he's going. Mate, who knows? Who knows? We'll probably be called the Peppa Pig Arena next season. That's the naming rights we've been holding out for. Mate, I can't wait for him to go. Honestly, it is. I can't wait to see him go. What's Scott saying? I hope you don't have what I had, mate. I hope you are feeling better, Scott, or getting there. Harry won exactly. But this is what Spurs fans do, mate. Do you know what? I'd actually be concerned right now. Forget what we were talking about the other day on Ben Kaufman's show, Peppa Pig. We're talking a different stratosphere of superstar, and now Scott, that he's done the collab with Tottenham Hotspur, his rep is only going to go through the roof, isn't it? Or Peppa Pig's rep will be in the mud with him now. There'll probably be kids going, why the hell have they combined with Spurs? There we go. So it's just the fact he's already trying to jump ship. It rankles me so much. Kinski, listen, it had to be Kinski all the way regardless. There had been talk about this last season in Italy with Vicario. At the end of the day, we should have got end of the day, if we'd got David Raya instead of pushing around and then going, we don't want to pay the money, as per, we wouldn't be looking for a goalkeeper right now. But Kinski, in all honesty, fair play to him. He has certainly come and been the last 3 games, he hasn't put a foot wrong. You think Kane and Son, there's no think about it, buddy. There is no think about it whatsoever. That's exactly what happened. But Spurs don't look for the replacements. They see what's coming and go, oh, yeah, we just signed some youngster. What should the... Oh, mate. Yeah, we need to do this. I'm going to star this. We're going to come back to this. Get people... So you did mention this in the show this morning. I said we'd do this today. We are going to come back to that. What should the stadium naming rights go to? Front shirt sponsor. Look, I've said for a long time, Jonathan, and I was joking about with it, the way we go for youth, I wouldn't be surprised if Spurs set up their own Spurs bank and the tagline be, why buy ones for the future when you can create them yourself? So that's what I'm going with. Mate, well, it'll be 3 years at the end of this season. And the guy's already in the top 10 of Bayern Munich's all-time goal scorers. and you think about the players they've had, and you think about the players they've had. Thoughts on Roy Keane as a player, person, pundit, coach? Wow. Player, incredible. But I hate saying this as a Spurs fan. If I had to sign him or Vieira in his pomp, I'd have Vieira. Person, I think he's very, very blunt and straight. I've not had any reasons to not like him as a person. Pundit, I think he's brilliant. Coach, he did well at Sunderland, but has been out of the game for a little while. I'd love him at Spurs in some kind of capacity to just scare the shit out of everyone. RIP to Alfie's mate, King Oasis. Mine is cold, flu, chest, etc. Feel better. Mate, do you know what? Maybe you had swine flu. Brother, and now Peppa Pig's on board. You've got the antidote. Never thought of that, bro. Let's have a look. Big up, big country. Where the hell have you been, mate? Big up to you. Going through a rough time. My 11. Oh, mate. You need to reach out to me, Chris. You've got my number. But there's some things that. No, I don't care if this show today becomes a mental health show and we switch, we help each other out and whatever. It doesn't just need to be about Spurs. As you know, one of the things I love about this show is the community we have together and that we have built up. And everyone is friends here, and there's regulars that have known each other, like just through this chat. Buddy, I can't even begin to imagine what you're going through and what happened with her to be in that position, 11 years old. Brother, I'm so sorry. My thoughts, prayers, condolences to you, your family, everyone around. It's, mate, I've got, as you know, I've got 4 nephews and a niece, and just the thought of it, just the thought of anything like this is, brother, if you need anything, I'm sure the people in the chat are already giving you support. I am so sorry, brother. But you know where I am if you need me. You know where I am. You know what? I'm going to come back to football things in a minute because I don't want to just switch straight away. Brilliant. You got the hug. Here we go. He lost his battle with mental health. Yeah, people know, like, obviously, I'm so sorry. Oasis, I don't know if you got my number. I can't remember, or you follow me on social media. Just send me a message. Listen, again, I'm going to put my email again. I've never got a problem giving my email out. If anyone is going through any mental health issues, whether it be friend, family, yourself, you need advice. I can't give you medical advice. If it's addiction, if it's whatever, I'm only a message, an email, a phone call away. I don't care about what time it is or the difference. I'm so sorry, buddy. I am so sorry. As for being the best Spurs YouTuber, it's wonderful to hear those things. I'm just me. And I'm one of the very few YouTubers, and I don't just mean this within Tottenham, that has always been open and honest about my battle with things. And the main reason that I am the way I am is because people help me. And if it hadn't been for people speaking out and being there for me, I wouldn't have got myself into rehab. I wouldn't have put myself in a mental health unit. I wouldn't have. And everyone needs to help everyone with these kind of things. And brother, anything you need, you just let me know. Like I said, I'm going to come back to football in a sec. At the moment, it's football is a backbone. Like I said, whatever is going on at Tottenham right now, if someone said to me, Spurs get relegated, and you can help one person going through mental health, or the other mental health and whatever wins every single fucking time. The world is a horrible, 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 horrible place right now. And it's very, very hard to hear these things, buddy. So as you can see, the well wishes are coming in for both you and for Chris. Honestly, it's something that needs to be dealt with. It's something that needs to be spoken about. I actually want to bring out, and I am planning to do, a mental health channel. I don't know what I'm going to call it, but people that know me, that have seen me do my mental health specials on this channel, and I believe I did one on Tottenham away as well, was to get my mental health channel. I've got people within the mental health sector that can come on, whether it's talking about addiction, whether it's people coming on and speaking about what they're going, whatever it may be. And I've said if I can get this channel off the ground and working, that if it does start making money, 50% of the super chats and memberships and whatever will go to mental health charities, both in England and Canada. And the other 50 will be put aside so I can go to night school and become an addictions counsellor so I can give back. It is a horrible thing at the moment, mental health. I mean, we've just heard that from two people. We've got he was only 18, Chris's niece only 11. This is no age where this should be happening. You have got the support of everyone in this chat. We're all here for you. This is the great thing. There are channels on YouTube and things on YouTube and social media where you can find some incredible people, where you can find some phenomenal people that become a part of your life. I'm looking here, and Big Chris, there's Don Corleone, who's here, Curly, Jonathan Boyd, and I'm just saying names that I now speak to regularly. That I would not have known if it hadn't been for YouTube. I would not have known if it weren't for YouTube or Twitter. And Twitter, believe me, Twitter is an absolute fucking cesspit. But if you go on there, you can find some absolute goddamn diamonds on there. And I am very, very lucky. Aussie COYS, sorry, is another one. As much for all the vile and crap you get on social media, do you know what? If you look hard enough, you find some diamonds. And I am very, very lucky, honoured and privileged to have the 26 of you that are in right now, who I definitely consider diamonds. And like we said, Chris and King Oasis, we're all here for you. We are all here for you. And if is there anyone want to bring anything up about that, or are you okay? And I'm going to say, King Oasis and Chris, are you okay with talking football, or would you like to carry on if you want to get some online therapy? And I mean, love, we can carry on talking about it. If you want to bring anything up or say anything, we can do that, or we'll go back to football and try and put a smile on both your faces and have some fun. So I will wait to see what King Oasis and Chris say. She'll always be with you, buddy. She'll always be with you. What I will say, and I mean, I'm not King Oasis. My parents. Okay, Chris has said football time, so I'm just going to say this one thing. As you can see, I've got my. Sorry, let me just. 1, 2, and I've got a third one going right up there. My parents hate tattoos. Absolutely goddamn despise them. For many reasons. Obviously, the views on tattoos have got. Now it's not as considered football thug, race, blah, 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 blah. But they never, ever wanted me to get any tattoos. This is my dad's mum. I didn't get to meet my dad's dad. He died before my mum even met him. That's my grandma on my mum's side, and that's my grandpa. These three people are the most incredible people that I've ever had the pleasure to be around. And my way with dealing with the grief was I had stopped drinking when all of these had passed away. My nan went first in 2011. I gave up in 2008. And when these kind of things happened, you normally wouldn't see me for a month. I'd have the funeral, which Jewish people do the next day. Then you wouldn't see me. I would just be on an absolute goddamn bender. And I would cause havoc to myself and anyone around me. But my way of doing it is they're always with me, no matter where I go till the day I die now. And I have my grandma here, my grandpa here. They were married for 65 years, and I've got it that they're side by side, as they are where they are right now up there. But having them like this is, you have no idea how much this has helped me. Having them literally on me for the rest of my life. It is. I don't know if you like tattoos. I don't know if you thought about tattoos. I'm not saying get a tattoo, but I found them a massive, massive comfort. Everybody, like the reason I got them as well is, like when Suarez or the people kiss their tattoos when they score a goal or whatever. That's why I've got those there. And this one right here is probably the smallest but most important tattoo to me, because my wife and I wanted to get something that would only make sense if we were together and holding hands. And we didn't want to get the lock and the key and whatever. My wife came up with the longitude and latitude, and when we're holding hands, it's the coordinates when we get married. And whenever I need a bit of good luck, I kiss my grandma, my nan, my grandma. That one there, I can't kiss my grandpa because of the angle, but that's his ring. That's his ring. So if you ever see me doing the 4 kisses, it's literally nan, grandma, wife, grandpa. And they are massive, massive things. Even when I'm about to lose my temper or go for a mental health thing, an episode, having them there is massive to me. So, well, I didn't expect to go on such an emotional tangent there. So I do apologise. But let's get back to where we were. Let's have we'll start from the bottom and start going through. So we saw football is fine. I went through my own struggles. It was shit. Mate, send me a message, send me an email. Southeast, how are we doing? My tickets for the last home game of the season is secured. Can't wait to watch Spurs live for the first time and possibly, yeah. Mate. I don't know why. Southeast COYS, it's been a long time because I had my break. Were you coming on Late Night Lilywhite and we were discussing getting you tickets? I think it was you, wasn't it? But anyway, you got your tickets. It could be, but the most important thing is I just hope whatever that result, whatever the outcome, whether it's Premier League or Championship next season, there best be an absolute shitstorm towards OINK, Legend and Vinay. There best be an absolute shit show coming towards them. But I hope, look, it's going to be your first time there. The stadium is a work of art. What it's brought definitely isn't. But it's going to be your first time. So whatever it is, I hope you enjoy it. Chris, reach out to me. I've got loads of ideas for it. I'm hoping to get some backing for it as well. And when I say backing, I mean financially. Because if I do it, I want to make this room like proper for mental health and Spurs without putting those two together, obviously. But I want to make this look like a proper studio. I want to make sure I can get... I've got a lot of connections within mental health, whether it be over here, back home, and I have big things that I want to do for this channel. Won't be like every single day, every week, but obviously with Spurs and Spurs YouTube, you're calling out one main demographic. Obviously, other fans are allowed to join this channel and join in the chat and everything. But the mental health channel is something very, very near and dear to me. And I think, obviously, it goes across everything, not just football. So it will be happening. Reach out to me, brother. We're going to speak over the weekend or tomorrow. Just make sure you send me a message, bro. Please promise me you will message me and we'll be in touch. Gary, how are you, geezer? How are you, my man? First, since your return, your prediction for the Villa game. I think tonight's loss is a good result for them. Looking forward. Oh, mate. I'm going to the yard, Gary. I don't know if people. There's a lot. I don't know if you're going to the. I don't know if you're going to the Amsterdam Brewery, where they're of all games to do it, because we're kicking off at 2 p.m. here, which is 7 p.m. The Scotland Yard is run by the Amsterdam Brewery. Brewery. Bloody hell, that was hard for me to get. Brewery. And obviously they do free testing, so there's going to be a drink up there, which obviously I'm not going to. It's going to be rowdy. It's going to be noisy. As you know, I'm going to be the quietest one in there. I'll be very quiet, won't say a word. I'm dreading it. They got a 1-0 defeat, but if you saw their sub bench today, their sub bench would walk into our first team. A lot of the players would walk into our first team. I'm petrified. I am petrified because I can't see where we're scoring goals. I cannot see where the goals are coming from. But I'm looking forward to seeing you, brother. And hopefully it'll be the one good thing we can all say, no matter what, with all the crap that's been going on with Spurs, the Toronto Spurs family are real. It's anyone that comes to visit us, you'll see what this pub and the Toronto Spurs are all about. And it's going to be good. It's going to be good. I look forward to seeing you, Gary, buddy. I look forward to it. I'm in tears at the moment at work, and that terrible news hit home very hard. Yeah, it does. It does. But thankfully, we have a very, very good support network here, Ozzy, and you're a big part of that as well. So it's wonderful that we've got this community that can be as open as talking about what we just spoke about. Listen, mate, like I said, if it hadn't been for the people that did this for me, I would either be in prison right now, a mental health unit, or dead. One of the three. It was that bad. But thankfully, when everyone was giving up on me, there were people that said, right, this is what you need. I had to do the work. Obviously, I dug myself in the hole. I've got, but the people standing by you. It's why I've got a tattoo on my thigh that says, if you are absent during my struggles, don't expect to be present during my success. And since I had my struggles, then people have seen me on YouTube or wherever they've seen me, and people that used to know me 20, 25 years ago that burned me, and they're like, messaged me because they saw me on YouTube. Oh my God, Brian, I had about 20 minutes YouTube before they go, oh, Brian, guess what? You've been through mental health, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what? You mean like when you drop me? I'm a strong believer. If you are absent during my struggles, don't expect to be present in my success. I will help anyone and everyone. I really will. But if you treated me, loyalty is the number one thing in my life. And if you burn that, then damage is done. Damage is done. But anyway, I've just received it back, mate. You may have been sending it to. I apologise. You may have been sending that to Chris, and I'm accepting hugs and passing them on. A lot of people with big hearts. The one thing I will say, the good thing is, it's why Ben and myself are very, very much. I've just got a message. Alfie, I've just got a message from King Oasis. I will read it and get back to you very, very shortly. Oh, wait a minute. Is there a... Oh, you've got a GoFundMe thing? I'll let me look into... Send me the link and I'll sort something with that. And I'll get that. But yeah, like Don Corleone knows that me and Ben run a tight ship. We run a very, very tight ship when it comes to trolls or abuse and whatever, and it's because of things like this. And thankfully, that's why we have the channel we do, and that's why we have the people that we do, because this is what it's all about. This is football and music. Mate, I can understand that. Music is a massive saviour. Music is a massive. Joe, let's have. What's everyone's favourite musician? What's everyone's favourite artist? More hugs are getting passed on from the great Jonathan. I just saw it, buddy. I just saw it, geezer. I will get back to you with all that. I will get back to you with all that tomorrow. And when I hear from Chris, I was meant to be seeing Michael Jackson, the movie tomorrow, but it looks like Ilana's not very well at the moment. So we don't know if we're going during the day. And then she had tickets. She had tickets to go with a friend to see Neil Diamond the musical downtown in Toronto, and her friend let her down, and she can't find anyone to go with her. And she's been really looking forward to it. So tomorrow I might be in the musical watching Neil Diamond the musical. I'll probably end up liking it. I wouldn't have chosen it, but it's like literally, if it makes my wife happy, it will make me happy. But Michael Jackson is my go-to. Always has been, always will be. Ozzy Osbourne and Black Sabbath. There you go. There you go. God bless Ozzy as well. What a nutcase, but God bless Ozzy. Alison Chape had. Okay, so there's some heavy metal people in here. Metallica. Do you know what? When Ilana and I got married, there's 3 songs that we had, and one of the one Ilana ran down. I wish she ran down. Walked down the aisle to the a cappella version of you know what, one second, it's going to bug me now. 1 second, I need to find out. For God's sake. 1 second, I need to find out because it's driving me around the bloody twist. 1 second. Answer your phone, darling. Will she answer her phone? Will she answer her phone? Be a miracle if she does. Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't know why my wife...
Hello?
I was just about to say I don't know why my wife has a mobile phone, and you answered. Okay.
This is another question that you're going to get in trouble for.
No, I can't get... I can't, I'm probably going to get in trouble because I can't remember the answer to it. We're just talking about Metallica. When you walk down the aisle, what was the name of the a cappella song that you walked down to?
What do you think it is?
Oh, I don't know why. I've just set myself up to get into trouble. Nothing else matters. Yes. Thank you. I saved myself. Phew. That's all I needed to know. Thank you, darling. Love you.
Okay, love you too. Bye.
Okay, bye. That's the tune, Ozzy. She walked down to the a cappella version of that. So Metallica is. I'm so happy I got that right. I'm so happy. I'd have been in so much trouble if I'd got that wrong. People in the chat, God bless it, mate. Straight back at you, Winkle. Straight back at you, my man. Started getting into Pearl Jam. Dad loves Pearl Jam. My dad loves his music. Pink Floyd, can understand that, massive. King Crimson, I've heard of these people, but I have got no idea of their song. Music, sorry. Our Wedding Entrance with Whiskey. So the other ones we had that song. We signed our marriage certificate to Stevie Wonder, signed, sealed, delivered, I'm yours. Oh, what was the third one? Oh, I'm going to get myself into all sorts of trouble now. Chasing Cars. Snow Patrol. That's the trilogy. I wanted Jack Johnson, Better Together, but we didn't get to hear that one. Wife wins. I've seen Slipknot live. They were amazing. Heavy metal is definitely my genre. I've got an eclectic range. I couldn't sit and listen to heavy metal all day. In fact, I don't think I can listen to heavy metal for 2 hours. But each to their own. Black Labels, if you say so. I've never heard of them till just now. Black Label Society are amazing. Dire Straits are quality. They are quality. Oh, mate. You just brought, Chaz and Dave. Mate, you've got to miss a Chaz and Dave. Back in the day when FA Cup songs were FA Cup songs, Chaz and Dave were the GOATs. FA Cup songs, the only thing that even comes close to an FA Cup Chaz and Dave song is a John Barnes rap. And that's still second by a long way. Chaz and Dave, my God. Ozzy's song is my favourite from Black. Yeah, I'm not even going to pretend I know what's going on there. Oh, Jesus. It is the most appalling, horrible, awful song, especially I can't believe they sing North London Forever when they're South London. I mean, the stupidness of it is ridiculous. Kirosh, great song. Yeah, again, when it comes to heavy metal, I'm absolutely goddamn clueless when it comes to it. I really am. So, right, let's go back to Spurs. I'm going to ask you all a question, and let's see what you say. I think, personally, if we get out, which I don't think we will, but if we do get out of this, we were going to have, I think it'll be one player that hits form for the next 4 games and gets us out of trouble. I don't think it'll be a collective. I think there might be one player that stands up and gets the job done. It could be Kinski for keeping clean sheets. It could be Paulinho for midfield steal and set pieces. It could be whoever. Who would your person be, and why is the reason that you think he'd be the hero? And I don't know why. I just think Tell's going to come up with the goals. That's not saying it will, but if there is to be one, I don't know why, but Tell is the one I'm thinking. I'll be interested to see what other people think. Whilst we wait for it to come in. Oh, Jesus. What song best describes Tottenham's season? Fucking hell. My God. What song would you say describes Tottenham's season? I need a long time to think about that. Oasis. Oh, mate, I love Oasis. I absolutely love Oasis. I think they're absolutely brilliant. Richie, okay, I can understand that. Because there's nobody else. Oh, mate, Winkle, my God. Yeah, I mean, all I will say is thank God I live where I live, because if that lot up down the road win the title, Chelsea win the FA Cup and relegate us, West Ham stay up because of us, and Forest go on to win the Europa League all in one season, I don't think there's ever been a season like that for any team where their rivals have done so well and stayed up at the expense of... I could only imagine what it would be like being a Spurs fan in London or England, anywhere in the world, yeah, but being at home, my God, it's going to be terrible. I hope so. I really, really hope so. But it all depends if De Zerbi plays him left wing or plays him centrally. If he plays Tell left wing or Mawani left wing, it's just... But Richie is the one that's got Everton out of trouble. He's the one that's been down there and knows about this. He needs to. João Palhinha has been a very, very popular one, JPAD. But I think when we have the lineup, I don't know if the midfield, does he go... Does he stick with Basuma, Bentancur, Gallagher? Does he go Paulinho, Bentancur, Gallagher? Does he go, do you know what? I only need one holding because we need to attack, and go Gallagher and Bergvall? So instead of 2 double pivots defensive, it's 2 more offensive. And I think I would, if he's going for the defensive one, I want Paulinho over Basuma all day long. Tottenham, Spurs Patriots, big up to you, brother. Welcome into the show, brother. Ring of Fire, that's a better one. That's a better one. Oh, Vander Pig or Peppa Porro. I do like that. I do like that. Oh, well done, Gary. You win. You win. That's definitely the song that sums up our season, without a doubt. Without a doubt, Gary wins. Gary wins. Joel Piglino, they're all coming out, aren't they? They're all coming out. Ironically, like we said, we brought out Peppa Pig whilst having to try and compete with West Ham to get above the drop zone. It is what it is. If we go down, don't you think it might be good fun? Look, the only things I will say is if we do go down, players like the guy I've spoken about for 4, 5, 6 years that I've been on YouTube, players like Alfie Devine, will get their chance to show what they're made of. The Spurs youngsters will get their opportunities, and whether people think they're good enough or not, it's or because of the standard of what we will be as a football club, it's their time to show. Because any kind of top player we were thinking of getting, forget it. Forget it. So every away team that will come to us, they'll be like, this is their day at Buckingham Bloody Palace coming to our stadium. And we are going to be the butt of all jokes every time we lose a game in the Championship. Excuse me. We're gonna be made fully aware of it. We'll find out. The Johnny Cash version of her, okay. Porro long diagonals to tell will be our lifeline. Oh, mate, it could be. It could be a combination. And big up to AJ Aussie Spur. Big up to you, buddy. If we go down, the financial implications are absolutely staggering, ladies and gentlemen. They are absolutely staggering. And there's a lot of, obviously, you get the parachute payments for the Premier League for the first year, but my God, it could be it could be absolutely a clusterfuck of epic proportions. If we go down, are there players already in the Championship that might want to go to Spurs? See, this is the thing, Jonathan. There will be players in the Championship that will want to come to us because of the world-class training facilities and the world-class game-changing / league-changing stadium. They'll want to come. But we're gonna have to do a lot of juggling with the books. We need to get rid of a lot of players. That's why, and I said it when they signed it. When Wolves signed Armstrong from Southampton in January, they have got a guaranteed 25-goal season striker ready lined up, ready to go. They've dropped. They got him in January, knowing they're pretty much down. They are guaranteed a 25-goal striker next season, ready to go, without a shadow of a doubt, be in contention for Golden Boot next season. Whereas we do not. Do you think De Zerbi will stay if we go bright? Winkle, you know what it is? There's a thing De Zerbi said a couple of weeks ago, and he said it's not about what league we're playing in, it's whether the board stay on the same page as me. They have to remain on the same page. If we're not on the same page, I won't be here. Or words to that effect. Don't quote me as in verbatim, that's what was said, but along those lines. I think De Zerbi might have every single intention. Excuse me. Might have every single intention of staying. But if we mess him about in the transfer market, he will take the pin out of the grenade and literally do a Conte. I think, obviously, the Poch thing was on today. I haven't watched it all yet with the overlap. But with Scott Parker, and I'm not joking, this is where we are. I honestly think if De Zerbi goes, it will be Scott Parker. I mean, this is what we're talking. This is what we're talking about. And Scott Parker, great player, did very well for Burnley in the Championship. But this is what we're talking about. I've said if De Zerbi goes, or I've said it for a while with managers, I just wish every single manager around Spurs and said, nope, not coming to you. I refuse to come to you because of what goes on at this football club, blah, blah, blah. we'll soon find out. But I think if De Zerbi does stay, we call whether we stay up or go down. If the Spurs board do what we always know they do, he won't be here for long. He won't be here for long. He will tear shit down, and I will be. If he does, I'll be all in favour of him literally burning it to the ground. He could get a chance, Chris. And do you know what? Again, this is where we are as a football club right now. One thing I will say, when Parrott left, I wouldn't say I was delighted he went, but I thought he needed to go. I could not see him. Getting the job done at Spurs. But I tell you what, and one thing I will say about it, not just people like him, younger players from England right now and Premier League that are going abroad, and rather than taking a loan Championship League One squad, they're like, let me go experience a new culture, a new league, learn a new language. And Troy Parrott this season has been sensational for them. And but believe me, I want a better quality of player than Troy Parrott. But I think if we're to bring him back, if we're in the Championship or even the Premier League at 25 mil, I wouldn't be against it. Yes, we need better, but we've got to realise where we are now in the pecking order, and we wouldn't pay the big money for the big players when we had the money and we could offer them the Championship or Champions League qualifications. We certainly aren't going to do it whether we're in the Premier League next season or in the Championship. Mate, do you know what? I literally, and I mean it, I have a personal connection, as in players that I really feel that I want to stay at the club and actually care about this football club, is Kevin Danso, Pedro Porro, Archie Gray and Matisse Tell. That's it. I don't think, and maybe Xavi, because he's just, I couldn't care if I just don't care. There is, if you go back even to the 90s teams, I could probably name most of the squad that I think, do you know what, they've got a connection to Tottenham. They understand what it means to be Spurs. I couldn't care. I couldn't care if the whole strike force went. Actually, no, let me put Tell in there for whether you like him or not, for actually really trying and non-stop effort. Do I think he's good enough? I don't think he is at the moment. Could he be in a few years? Yes, but we don't have a few years. But I couldn't care. Obviously, Alfie Devine and the youngsters aside, the first team right now, Vicario pissed right off, could not care. Kinski, stay absolutely fine. Porro, Spence, you can piss off. Dragusin, Van der Ven, Romero, you can piss off. I've got no problem with Ashley Phillips. I'm a massive fan of Ashley Phillips. Destiny, you can't stay fit. Ben Davies, obviously, God knows what goes on with him. And Susan will stay, obviously. Midfield, that's how bad it is. That's how bad. I don't know what you think or other people think. Dust in the Wind, I think that's one of the song titles. Where do you expect? Mate, who knows? Who knows, mate? He could be an all-rounder. He could be a special teams player and come on wherever the team need him. Wherever the team need him, he'll be happy to play. Or I should say. Maybe a goalkeeper. Maybe we'll go back to 3 goalkeepers with Kinski in goal and Austin and Pepper on the bench. Again, we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. I think it's a collision course when it comes to the transfer window. I really, really do. ESP Monaco, where have you been, brother? It's always a pleasure to see you, geezer. I hope you're good and well. It will be the Parker day. Yep, listen, I keep dreading that if we go down, we bring back Carl Walker and we start next season in the Championship with Walker and Davies as our fullbacks. 10 years later, we'll go back to the fullbacks we had 10 years ago. There would be nothing more Tottenham than that. The Mike Bassett, what a top movie that is. Are there any matches you'd like to see in the Championship? I'd go Spurs versus Watford or Preston. So I've been to Spurs Watford on many occasions for obvious reasons. Let me bring up the championship. Let's bring up the championship. Let's bring up the championship table. All right, I'm just going to read them out rather than sharing the screen. So Coventry, let's get rid of the teams that could be up. Ipswich, Millwall, Middlesbrough, Southampton, and Wrexham are the. Oh no, Wrexham aren't guaranteed playoffs at the moment. It's between Wrexham, Hull, Derby. So it's between Wrexham, Hull, and Derby. Let's do it from Derby down. So Derby, I wouldn't mind going to. Norwich, I wouldn't mind going to. Birmingham, Bin. Swansea, would love to. Preston, especially if Alfie they take the Alfie Devine option, I would anything to see Alfie. Bristol City, be a new one. QPR done. Sheffield United. After that, we got such a bad record up there, I wouldn't want to go there. Watford, Stoke, Portsmouth is a great place to go. Portsmouth is a great place to go. Charlton, my God, we can be playing Charlton again. My God, we relegated them in 2006 with Dimitra Berbatov. Holy smoke. Blackburn Rovers and West Brom. It is sad times. It is sad. Joe, every time you read that, like you have it in the thought, but when you hear about the teams and places we could be going, Jesus Christ. But Preston will always put it this way. I'm sure you all have different football apps or one football app you go to for the scores and whatever. I've had one that I've been with for ages. They've changed the name, but it's called Forza. And it's brilliant for live scores and everything. The only teams I've ever followed are three teams. England, as in the national team, Tottenham, and the third team is wherever Alfie Devine is. And I've been watching a lot of Preston this year, and their fans love Alfie. Their fans that I speak to on Twitter are great people. So I've got a soft spot for Preston. I do have a soft spot for Preston, so I would like to do Preston. But again, I will, as you know, Jonathan, as I've been saying, I won't step foot in the stadium. I'll go to the away games if I can, if I'm back in England, but I won't step foot in that entertainment complex until they've gone. If there are no deals done in the first week of the transfer window, Premier League or Championship, we need to start the sub. AJ Aussie Spur, I will say that there is something in the pipeline that I'm spearheading with a couple of people. I've also made a promise to myself and to people that follow me and watch me and support me and everything that I've done or with others about the state of this ownership. I've said to myself, if Johan Lang is in charge or still has a job at Tottenham Hotspur the day after the World Cup final, I will be back in England within a week, and I will be outside that training ground, and I will not leave until he's gone. I don't mean I won't leave the training ground until he's gone. I won't leave England. I will literally, I'll get a job back home. My wife will probably absolutely kill me, but I'm not going to stand for it. I'm not standing for it anymore. I don't care. I know I won't be by myself if I go to the training ground. But yes, something needs to be done. Bend it like... if we go... mate, that's not a bad shout at all. I would... Definitely, if we went down to the Championship, I do understand people saying that he might not be ready for the Premier League because it is a massive, massive step. But Robbie Keane, and like I just said about youngsters going abroad to learn new things, the fact that he went to Tel Aviv and is now in Hungary, has had to learn two different languages, two different cultures, and wherever he's been, he has done an incredible, incredible job. I never thought I'd see when he retired and when he was a player. You know, sometimes you go, yeah, he's going to be a manager. I would never, ever have thought that Robbie Keane would be one of those that go into management, but he has taken to it like a duck to water. He really has. And he will be Spurs manager one day. Whether he goes to, well, not Coventry, because Lampard, they'll support him all the way. But Wolverhampton Wanderers, if they ever get rid of Rob Edwards. Obviously, there's an affiliation to Celtic. He will be a manager at Tottenham Hotspur one day. There's absolutely no getting away from that. And probably within the next 10 years or so, manager of Republic of Ireland. You can easily see it. And I wish Robbie Keane nothing but success. And I think it's a breath of fresh air to see a manager like him that knew he wasn't going to get the jobs in the country go and establish himself and show that different languages, different cultures, different financial power. He's done incredible. I would be all for it. Mate, we are Spurs TV. This is what it's all about, mate. It's what it's all about. It was never about signing players or worrying about the injured players coming back. It was the announcement of Peppa Pig to spur us on to glory. Big up the Prez. I hope you're good and well, geezer. I hope you're good, my brother. Which is the worst or... Okay, Russell, where are we talking? In the Championship? Are we talking away days in general? What a goal that, mate. The flick, honestly, that flick, do you know what? That just showed, that was in Berbatov's first season. He picked that ball up on the halfway line. Defensively, he just didn't defend for obvious reasons. But when he got the ball, that man was devastated. That man, when he came, when we signed him, I was like, who the hell is this guy? We found out very quickly who he was, wasn't he? He was devastating. He was devastating, and I just wish he'd stayed at Spurs longer. Totally understand why he, just like many others, left. Match my ambition. I don't go. Guess what? And the fact that we sold him and Keane in the same window, and what we got in return was Fraser Campbell, just shows what they think about this football club. You follow Spurs and Kilmarnock. Jonathan, why Kilmarnock of all things? Why Kilmarnock? Look, when it comes to Scottish football, I only supported Rangers when they signed Gazza. Literally, Gazza goes there, I support them. And that team with George Alberts, Brian Laudrup, what a player Brian Laudrup was. But Paul Gascoigne, wherever that man played, they got a supporter in me. I absolutely. But Kilmarnock is a unless you got family connections or friends or whatever. What made you Kilmarnock, Jonathan? They would. If I'm right, Kilmarnock is where Steve Clarke was before he took the Scotland job, wasn't he? And he was doing a very, very good job for them. Was it Kilmarnock or was it St Johnstone? Either way, I don't think you should leave the training, mate. Unfortunately, what the plan would be literally training grounds from when they arrive training to when they leave training, and maybe a little bit longer. And then as soon as my nephews and niece are home from school with my nephews and niece, that would be it. And then back, and then forward. I'd do work during the night. Don't know where I'm fitting in sleep in any of this, but I would literally, I would be there. I would be there. I've done it before. I'll do it again. But if Lange is here the day after the World Cup, if I'm not still haven't found work, 'cause it's been really tough, I'm gonna have to try and find the fun somehow. God knows how I'd do it. But I'd be there. I would be there. And like I said, I will not leave till he's gone. I've heard. Yeah, Millwall. Let's just say Millwall. They have a reputation that precedes themselves, and they are a naughty outfit in the whole football hooliganism and firms. They are a team. When I had my season ticket, and bear in mind back then I was 15, 16, and wasn't the most streetwise or I was a very, what's the word to use? I was a very prim and proper, not streetwise, or I can't remember what the word was. Put it this way, I'd have been a sitting duck. And my dad was like, you're not stepping foot in Millwall. You are not going anywhere. Would I go now, even as a 47-year-old man? Probably not. Probably not. But it will be, whatever league Millwall are in, it will be interesting. We are royally fucked. Once you rely on another team, yeah, this is the thing. This is the thing. Yeah, we need Brentford. We need Brentford big time. But I honestly think West Ham are going to win. or we just need Tiago to go nuts. Lisa, how are you, darling? It is always a pleasure to see you here. It is always a pleasure to see you here. I hope you and the family are well. Let's sign Ben and Simon contracts to the end of the season. Mate, do you know what? If only that could be the case. If only, and you know what? You've got to look at, and there are people where obviously Spurs are their lives, their livelihoods. They have their channels. They have the whole going down affects communities, people. Ben and Sim, who have done what they've done, building that channel up, they'll still have great support. They'll still have great support. It's just, it's dark, dark, dark times. If only you could have signed Bluey instead. Yeah, that's it. If I remember, Bluey's the Indianapolis Colts one, isn't he? That is one mad mascot. Oh, Championship Millwall right now. Millwall, without a doubt. Without a doubt. The kiddie badge is... Oh, really? Well, do you know what? If you had given me 1,000 guesses, Jonathan, I would never have even thought that. That's incredible and totally understandable why you support them. Well, let's hope they avoid relegation. Let's hope they avoid relegation. I think I'm delirious from medication, but why do I have visions of Sim and Ben sleeping in double bunks? Listen, Ben and Simeon have been on the channel on multiple occasions, and they'd always be available. If that, the great thing with Ben and Sim, people know when it comes to those two, what started as a seeing you on podcast because I used to go on their channel as a guest and call in, has now become not even a friendship. It's tighter than a brotherhood. I speak to Ben every single day without fail. Whenever he's driving home from the studio to either pick his kid up or back home to be with his wife and kids, we speak. We speak on WhatsApp messaging during. They are so important to me in my life. Ben is someone that whenever I'm going through a bad spot, he can pick up on it. It's like we keep saying we're chipped because there'll be times where we're literally thinking of each other and bang, one of us will call each other. I love those boys, and I literally, if they ever say they need me, no matter if I'm live or I have plans, my plans go, and I help Ben and Sim. They will always, they've always supported this channel. They've always supported me like I do whenever they need help, but they are always more than happy to come on. And obviously this show, it's a bit hard sometimes because it's now 3:20 in the morning there. But there has been times where Ben can't sleep or Simeon can't sleep and they've jumped on. But I'll get them on soon. I will get them on soon for sure. They're always in the chat on the morning shows or occasionally, and hopefully we'll sort out getting them on a bit more. But they are brilliant. The Boyd clan lived at Dean Castle for generations. There you go, mate. My God, I'm going to have to know more about this. My God, look at you, Dean Castle. Do we have some royalty, ex-Scottish ancestry? Did Spurs ever have a firm? Yes, mate. Spurs had a very, 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 very naughty firm. Very, like, right up there. And I'm not just saying it because we're Spurs. We are renowned, or were, 70s, 80s, 90s, early 2000s. We are renowned. The firm, yeah, we did. If you do, I will send you a couple of bits. Yeah, we are known for being nasty. We have a tasty outfit. Is it Australia? They've been to the South. They've been to South Korea. They've been to when they've done the Far East. Have Ben and Sim done Australia? In the side, I don't think they have, but if they ever got the opportunity, they would. But obviously, right now, whereas Ben and Simeon used to do it relentlessly, Ben being a father of 2 right now, going halfway around the world whilst Ashley, his beautiful wife, stays at home with the 2 kids is too hard. It is too hard. And Ben realizes, thank God, that father's responsibility and a unhappy wife is not the way to go forward. So but if there was one in Australia, you'd more than likely see Sim if they can work it out, as opposed to Ben, maybe in a few years' time. But they need to come to North America, and I mean Spurs. Ben and Sim, I'm trying to get them to Toronto. The amount of people that ask about them in the Scotland Yard. Ben and Sim coming. Ben and Sim come. What can we get Ben and Sim over? And I'm like, yeah, I'll see what I can do. I'm not their PA, but they're dying to come over. They're dying to come over here. I would love to see him at left. I want to see him at left back. There's talk that Destiny could be fit, but I don't want to risk it. I do not want to risk it. I think Spence slows things down. And I think you saw how lethargic and tepid and just they didn't care in the first half against Wolves. If we come out in the first half against Villa like we did against Wolves, I will probably be the most angry I've ever been for a Spurs game with everything on the line, and we are just sitting there doing nothing. I will go nuts. 5 months. Oh, that's a tough, mate. That's Cardiff have got a very. Do you know what? Some of the lower league teams have got very, 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 very naughty firms. Birmingham, the Zulus. Used to. Cardiff are batshit bonkers. There's a fair few, but these are back in the day. But I never thought we'd be talking firms today, but there we go. But yeah, Cardiff, Birmingham, even in Scotland, there's some naughty ones in Scotland. There's some naughty firms. Hibernian is a horrible. I'll tell you what wait a minute. What is it? Wait a minute. What was it? Let's see if I can find it. Okay, let me see if I can find it on YouTube. Let's see. Not away days, Danny Dyer. Football. What's the show called? Anyone in England remember what the Danny Dyer? There you go, Danny Dyer's. That's what it was. Danny Dyer's. 1 second. Real football factories. Let's see if there's a playlist of all of them. Right, there it is. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. 1 second. Let me see if I can get this up. Is it all 8? 1, 2. Why is it saying there's 8? But there's only 5 episodes. Where are they? The Midlands, Yorkshire, London. Okay. Alrighty. If I go to, let me just make sure there's no. Let me just pause it. Has it got all? No. Right. I'm going to share this link with you. Let's have a look. Copy. Now, bear in mind, this is Danny Dyer. And this is a long time ago. He goes round and talks with the head of firms or big firms. Check this link out. Not now. Copy and paste it and save it somewhere, or wait till the chat comes on later. But all the people that don't know about the football firm's history or the culture of it, because obviously, like Jonathan, you live in the States or you live in Australia, and you're aware of the tribalism. Click on this link here. There's 5 or 6 episodes where they do it based in London. They do it in up north, down south, and you will see what how long are these videos? These videos, each episode, each video is about. Let's have a look. They're about 45 minutes long. and you'll see just a bit. And then once you're there, you can do a bit more research. That is a good starting block to see just how naughty the football fans can be. I have just seen where were we? So we just did Jonathan's. Jonathan, I hope you got that link anyway. I remember told about the riots and what happened when Lord Sugar. Right. So yeah. Well, what I will say though, you can say riots or protests, but you got to remember when we protested to get Sugar out, and I was a little bit too young to understand. I knew it was getting them out, but obviously I was nowhere near as heavily involved as I have been with Levy and OINK out. But this is before Twitter, social media. This is before mobile phones were common practice with everyone. People just turned up to protest. I don't know the ins and outs of how it was all organised, but there are thousands of Spurs fans, and it got toxic. It got toxic, but now with all social media and the bots, you've got access to everything, but the people just don't want to do it. And the people that did it for Sugar, they are the hardcore old school, and unfortunately now 30 years later, their kind of passion for this kind of stuff, they could be grandparents, they might be dead, they might be like moved abroad or whatever, or they've lost their love for football because of the cost of everything now. It's not the same kind of fan base. It's not the fan base back then would protest. Like if we had that fan base right now, my God, there would be thousands, and I mean thousands, protesting to get these bastards out. But there just isn't the passion for it anymore. Big up to you, Mashing the Joe. I hope you are good, brother. Always good to see you. Destiny reminds me of an old car your grandfather has in the garage. He starts on weekends, but eventually breaks down. The best one, best comparison I've heard with Destiny is he's like a tampon. He's useful for 1 week and then useless for 3. Or he's in for 1 week, shall I say, and then out for 3. Which it made me cry with laughter when I first heard it. I think the rise of football, Essex Boy stuff. Oh, mate. The Rise of the Foot Soldier. Okay, yeah, that movie. The Essex Boys stuff. The Essex Boys, Jesus Christ, they're legendary. They are legendary and as naughty as they can be. One of the greatest football hooligan films. Well, I remember speaking about it with you guys before I had my break. Was a football film called ID. Dave and Pam, good evening to you. Looking forward to seeing you on Sunday at the Scotland Yard. Looking forward to it. Hopefully your trains are all good in there. The table is booked, confirmed, locked in for all of us. It's going to be an interesting day at the Yard, isn't it? It's going to be an interesting day. You're more than welcome, Geezer. You're more than welcome, bro. Lee Harvey, how are we doing, buddy? I'm good, Geezer. How are you? How are you? How is the family? I hope you're doing well. Yeah, you missed the early bit. We were having we've had a couple of people that have had some bad news due to mental health issues from friends and family. So we had a very, very big supportive part of the show, and now we're back to football. But I hope you and the family are good, brother. There is no snake, brother. There is no snake. I saw that. Brycey, I saw that comment coming up. How are you not on mod on Tottenham on Tour? I can't do it because I haven't got access to YouTube Studio at the moment. But we need to get you to become a mod ASAP. 1990, yep, mate, we did. And then 1990, if it hadn't been, and then 1991, thanks to a certain Alan Sugar, when we won the FA Cup, it was very, very close. It was very, 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 very close, wasn't it, Winkle? Look, Scott, I will say it was all with the Hummel or kit manufacturers and blah, blah, blah. But you know what? People back then, like Scholar, not saying everything he did was right or anything, but we went and spent £2 million for Paul Gascoigne, and 2 million for a 21-year-old back then was unheard of. We did it with Sugar. We brought Klinsmann. There's just. But yeah, we have been close many a time, but thankfully the threat of relegation wasn't there like it is now. Oh, good times, mate. Gregor Raziak, Andy Booth, Helder Postiga, Asimovic, Bunjacevic. My God, we've had some crap. My God, we have had some absolute crap, haven't we? And who would have thought when we had Gregor Raziak that years later we'd be in collaboration with Peppa Pig? It's where the real story's at, isn't it? It's where the real story is at. I still can't believe it. That's how we started it. Who knows what tomorrow brings? Who knows what tomorrow brings when you are a Spurs fan? You just never, ever know what is going to happen. Mashing the Away Day Archive YouTube channel has beautiful videos of the 70s. Oh, there you go. There you go. What's it called? Let's have a look. Away Days Archive. Let's have a look. I'll put the link of it. There you go. Mashing the Joe. Away Day. Was it Away Day Archives or Away Days? Let's come back. Away Day. Okay, Away Day. Away Day Archive. Let's have a look. I didn't even subscribe. I'll have to check them out, buddy. Let's have a look. The Chelsea really. Oh wait, this looks like a cracking little thing. Okay, let me share this link for all the people. Mashing a Joe. Well played, sir. Oh, well played, sir. Another channel. Oh, let's have a look. There you go. As Mashing a Joe said, check out that channel, mate. If anyone wants to get a bit more about the away day football culture and the firms, that's where you need to look at. Brian, we have spent $2 billion on a player under Ballet food budget. Mate, honestly, what a Jesus Christ! The players. Gary's back. Big up, Gary. I generally used to feel so bad for Raziak and tell my mum, "Oh, I have a feeling he's going to score today." Mate, back in the day when you could have a bit of belief and a bit of support, mate. When we signed Andy Booth, because we're short on strikers, it was like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? And I don't even understand the logic behind Raziak. Well, maybe I should understand the logic because it's what Tottenham do. The best game I went to ever was, oh mate, is that the Ricky Villa absolute fucking thunderbolt from outside the area when it literally, mate, that's when a ball literally, mate, that guy literally smashing it. I love it. Winkle, when you say the foot, mate, do you know one of the biggest things I love is obviously there's certain things people say on YouTube and you pick it up from people or whatever. When I hear people on YouTube say the filth for Arsenal, my nephews call them the filth. I'll be with people in the pub, they say the filth, and it's like everyone calls them scum or whatever, like Arsenal fans would call us or Chelsea fans. I just, mate, the filth is all mine. All mine. Start with a mate of mine in Israel when we started saying that. It was like, yeah, we're against the filth. And it just stuck. When I hear people using it, it's one of my happiest moments when I see people using that word for the North London derby or them. I do love it. I've been watching as much classic Tottenham content as I find. I saw a great collection of Ledley King highlights. Do you remember your first Spurs? Oh, my God. Great question. Jonathan Boyd is smashing the question. This is a great question for everyone. Do you remember your first Spurs match? I do. It was a 4-0 win against Tranmere in the League Cup. I can't remember if Spurs were losing 2-0 or winning 2-0 at Tranmere. But with 10 minutes to go, my dad said, if this goes to a replay, I'll take you to the replay for your first Spurs game. And obviously my dad thinking he's clever with it being 2-0 up or 2-0 down with 10 minutes to go. And then it ended up being 2-2. And I went to the game, we won 4-0. It was the first time I saw Gaz alive. And when I walked to Tottenham the first time, how old would I have been? 88, 89, 88. I would have been 9 years old. walking to Tottenham and seeing the stadium all lit up. And that was the old stadium, and it looked like a spaceship compared to now the stadium looks like a goddamn UFO, whatever. But I used to love walking to the stadium from the train station or where you park the car. You would hear songs, a crescendo of noise walking into that stadium and out of the stadium. Now it's just radio silence. But yeah, I remember going to see Spurs winning 4-0, and my love affair of Gaza had already started, but watching him live, I will always say, no matter how long I support Spurs, the biggest pleasure I have ever had watching Tottenham or supporting Tottenham is seeing Paul Gascoigne live. The biggest regret I have so far is never seeing Gareth Bale live, because I was too busy chucking out all the money either up my nose or down my throat. And I never, ever got to see him live for Spurs, ever. Biggest regret. But yeah, Ledley King, for me, that tackle on Iron Robin is the best tackle in the Premier League. It's just sensational. Mashing a Joe, if we need to beat you, oh, mate, Rangers Celtic is just on another level. Like Galatasaray, Fenerbahce, and things like that. Rangers Celtic is not even about football. Football is the coming together. That is naughty. Big up Lee again. Do you think we can really stay up? No. I've said since Forest, brother. It's done. We're down. I came to terms with it, as Dave will know because he was with me. Spurs are. I think Dave, you were there for Spurs Arsenal, weren't you? I'm sure you were there for Spurs Arsenal. Such a long day because I was there for Canada, America, and the gold medal of hockey. And I saw Canada lose to America, and then Spurs lose to the filth. That wasn't exactly the best day. But yeah, I thought after the Arsenal game, we're in big trouble. After Forest, I was like, it's done. It is done. Jonathan will be in. You'll be interested to hear that after Sunday's game, there will be a late night Lilywhite on Sunday, and we're going to bring back the 5 stages of grief, and I think we're up to 9 stages for you, aren't we? So there might be 9 stages, but I think it's done. Soldado, mate, do you know what? I will die on this hill. And I've said it before. Roberto Soldado did not foul Tottenham. Tottenham Hotspur fouled Soldado. That striker scored 25 goals plus 5 years in a row in La Liga. And the way he did it was by playing with 2 up top, a big man, and he fed off him. And then Spurs signed him and go, right, you've signed 25 goals 5 years in a row playing as a 2. Well, now you're playing as a 1. Now you're playing as a 1, and we need you to do exactly the opposite of what the reason we scouted you for. I think Soldado, if we could have got Kane and Soldado together, if we're still playing the 2, my God, that could have been lethal. I hope, Joe, what? Like I said, I'm more a Rangers fan only because of Gaza. But the last time, I think it was 47 years since a team other than Rangers or Celtic won the... It was Alex Ferguson's Aberdeen that was the last non-Rangers Celtic team to win the Scottish Premier League. So I really hope Hearts do it. It would be an incredible story. Talking of Rangers, this is a very dear friend of mine that comes to Scotland Yard. And do you remember people when we were just talking about finding diamonds on Twitter? This man lives in Toronto and now is a regular at my table at the Scotland Yard purely because of our interactions in Twitter. And him and his wife are wonderful people. There are some real gems. But he is Glasgow born and bred, and he is a diehard Rangers fan. I would love Hearts to do it. I would love Rangers to do it because of Mikey. But I think I'd love to see Hearts do it. And I apologise for saying that, Davey. It just to have a change of the title. Mate, it's looked like it's always had that little look of it. Now it's actually on the product on the field is actually what you would deposit in the toilet. I don't know how I can... the only way I can describe it, Jonathan, is the anticipation when this man got a football. The whole ground, whether you were the home team or the away team, were like, my God, I could be about to see something breathtaking. And seeing him as a kid, and Paul Gascoigne, like you see all the their hench athletes, the six packs, the build, Gazza had his weight behind him and his strength in holding off people. But what that man was doing on a football pitch, and when you saw when he went to his one World Cup of Italia 90, and as a youngster was the best player of the tournament, and literally destroyed teams, that man was... If I could go back in time and someone said you can watch every single minute of Gazza, but the only condition is you have to watch him non-stop, not where the ball is, I would do it in a heartbeat. I would just sit there and watch him, no problem at all, with the ball, without the ball. Just the most incredible genius, and I will. No one will ever come close to him. I first heard the filth about William from Friday when Perisic came. I love it. I never forgot it. Yeah, mate. Always have called it that. Always have, always will. Oh, mate, yeah. Honestly, Cody, that I never not seen him live. And the worst thing is, and it really bugs me, is I had a ticket for the Inter Milan game at home where I think he played better than the hat-trick away. But instead of taking money for that ticket, I decided it was better to grab a Coke whilst watching that game. And as much as I had a great time, whatever, I think I look back at it now and that's how bad I was. Missing a game like that. But what doing cocaine on a Wednesday evening was more important. It makes me sick. It makes me sick, the stuff I've done and whatever. And you look at it now, and because of those kind of things, and listen, I was an addict, so it weren't me doing it intentionally or whatever way you want to look at it. It weren't me doing it. But not to have been in that game is very hard for me to take. And the only time I had the chance to see him, but the season that I could have got to see him is when we started signing the 7 players to replace him. And he was meant to play in the friendly where Soldado made his debut in pre-season and scored a penalty. But because of everything moving on, he put in a kind of I'm not playing for Spurs. And we all sang, we want you to stay, Gareth Bale, we want you to stay. And he never did. So I could have... Oh, so annoying. So annoying. No, listen, Spurs got... and this isn't me taking the piss out of it, or maybe it is a little bit. Paul Gascoigne could have played in the Scottish League, drunk, coked up, whatever, and he would have dominated. He was superb at Rangers. He had Brian Laudrup and everything about him, but he could have played in the Scottish League with just one leg. He was that good. You still got incredible things from him, no, granted, but if only we hadn't had to sell him and he'd been able to stay at Tottenham all his career. That would have been when every game en route, mate. Winkle, that game against Pompey. Do you know what? So he scored. Oh, sorry, the free kick to Paul Stewart in the third round. The fourth round, and I've told this story before, when we beat Oxford 4-2, he scored 2, made 2. He was at my synagogue in the morning for his lawyer Mel Steen, his son Paul Steen's bar mitzvah, and left to go play that game and was outstanding. Then at Portsmouth, I still remember the commentary. It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. Losing to Portsmouth, 2 goals from him. Then Notts County. Then he had his hernia operation. Then the filth, the 10 minutes, the most devastating 10 minutes you ever see. And then obviously the madness in the final. My God, that man. Yes, Everton will lose all 4 remaining games. I want Moyes sacked. If he loses the next 4, it'll be 6 in a row, 1 point for 21. Yeah, you'd be feeling what we've been feeling, but I don't think you lose all 4, brother. I don't think you lose all 4. I've got it up to 20. Fucking hell, are you working on this behind the scenes? Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. I think you do get into Europe. I think you do, buddy, but you know better than me with your team, obviously. And how you go, but I still think you got an outside chance, mate, without a doubt. Without a doubt. He could literally, there were times where he'd just be like, literally, Spurs were playing poor. Go back to the goal. If anyone has seen the goal against Oxford, there's a goal in that game I was talking about where Spurs are literally just passing the ball back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It's going nowhere. The Spurs fans get pissed off. Gaza comes and picks the ball up near the halfway line, literally plays a 1-2, takes on 3 players, rounds the goalkeeper, bang, back of the net. Literally within a heartbeat. The guy was just sensational. Mate, honestly, do you know what? If he hadn't got that yellow card, he would have taken a penalty. I think we would have gone through, and then Gaza in a World Cup final on that form, that's how quick it can turn. That's how quick it can turn. If there's one place left, mate, for me, Winkle, you know what it is? And I have this conversation all the time. Whenever I do it, I only base it, when I talk about the greatest ever, like for me, I only do it on basis who I literally saw with my own eyes and regularly. I started, obviously I was born into Spurs at 1979, but the very first game I can recall watching from minute 1 to minute 90 was the FA Cup Coventry defeat in 1987. And then highlights of Hoddle. Whereas Gaza, I saw pretty much every minute. Whether it be at the ground, the height, whatever it may be, I got to see Gaza a lot. And I always get asked, Winkle, it doesn't matter what time anyone ever asked me this question, every time I get asked if you could have one player that you've seen live or in your lifetime in their pomp right now in this team, who would it be? There will never be another answer from me apart from Paul Gascoigne. Whether we needed a striker, a defender, a goalkeeper, just give me Paul Gascoigne and he'll take care of everything. But I understand why everyone goes nuts about Hoddle. I understand the brilliance of the man. I am just all about Gaza. Mate, people won't understand. Obviously, now with the way football transfers and done and everything, people that aren't of the age that were around for Jurgen Klinsmann signing for Spurs the first time, the world stopped. The world stopped. I was with my cousins and we couldn't believe it. I remember, he was probably one of the biggest or the biggest first name that came into the Premier League from an international standpoint. And my God, that season, I again saw pretty much every single one of his games. That was one of the most devastating players. As in, you literally, if he's through 1-on-1, forget about it. It's a goal. It is a goal. Don't start walking back. He was sensational. And the whole world stood to attention when we pulled off that signing. Just like we did years before with Villa and Ardiles. This is what Spurs used to do. They used to pull out a transfer that would stun the world. Now we stun the world with how shit our transfers are. He did play. There's funny go. Well, there's big up Wolfie, but there's times where they tell that story where literally he was having a shocker at first half, and they asked if he'd had a drink, and they're like, no. They used to say, go up to the players' lounge and he'd have a treble whiskey, and then he'd go change the game. He's had games where he had a game where he played for Everton, and he was smashed the night before. Woke up for the game day, played the game. Got home, got smashed again, woke up the next morning and thought he slept through, and he goes, fuck me. Did we play? Like, asked how the game was. And he goes, did I play all right? And there's the man of the match award. The guy, drunk, sober, no matter what, was just unbelievable. Your top 5 players. See, I understand why you're saying Jimmy Greaves, I never put in my top 5 because, like I said, I think he is in the top 5 of overall Spurs players. I always do it in my lifetime. And Paul Gascoigne would always be number 1. Jan Vertonghen would always be number 2. Harry Kane is number 3. Gareth Bale is probably number 4. And see, it's even hard. I can't even fit. Like I love Christian Z. I don't always go for the players that every single person loves. I loved Tommy Huddleston. I loved Wilson Palacios. I think Wilson Palacios is the reason we got Champions League football, not that Peter Crouch goal. If it hadn't been for his defensive or that midfield work, like Victor Wanyama, I loved Victor Wanyama. I don't always go for the top ones, but Gaza will always be my first one. Gareth Bale got himself into got Tottenham Champions League. Got the amount of mate. Oh, he on that Champions League run, he was unstoppable. Goal against Oxford, 1991 when we won the FA Cup. Where is it? 1 second, Jonathan. You ask, I shall deliver. Spurs 4, Oxford 2, FA Cup highlights. I can't play it because I'll get a copyright strike. But if anyone wants to see Paul Gascoigne in full flow, copy. Just watch this man in his. Here you go. Mr. Jonathan Boyd. There's a link now at the bottom of the chat. It's the highlights of that game. He sets up Gary Mabbutt, he sets up Gary Lineker, and he scores 2 himself. He's just unstoppable. Chef up north. Big up, Brian, big up your damn self. Late Night Lilywhite. Let's fucking damn right, brother. We've been going almost 2 hours. I thought this might have been a short one because I started getting really tired a minute ago or a little while ago. I don't know how long we're going today, but whilst the conversation is going, we keep going. Honestly, when he came and he obviously had the reputation of a diver and a cheat, whatever, that man was mind-blowing to watch. The type of goals he scored, and also back then you could go to the Spurs training ground at Colney Hatch, which is near Muswell Hill for people that know London well. And he was one of the kindest men who would always stop and talk to the kids. And I was a youngster then. The families, and he was just incredible. That first, the 1 year, if he stayed for 2, God knows what we would have done the second year. But that first year, I saw some of the greatest striking play, and his relationship with Teddy on and off the pitch was just a joy to watch as well. Yeah, I mean, the Germans that year with Lothar Matthäus, who was, what a player he was. Yeah, that's all he needed to do. That's all he needed to do. But you know what I hated with this, and I hate it when I see it. There's that video on YouTube of when he's in Newcastle, and he is absolutely off his face. And I still can't believe pubs, when he goes into pubs, they're willingly give him alcohol. And then there's a guy recording it, and he's talking. Gazza's talking about speaking to the president and playing pool with him and the Pope and this and that. And the guys on the phone are just literally talking to him and making him sound like an idiot just so they can put it on the internet. If I ever ran a pub, not that I would, obviously a recovering alcoholic, if Paul Gascoigne walked into my pub, or if I was in a pub and Paul Gascoigne went in to take a drink, he ain't getting a drink in front of me. I would go nuts. Even if Gazza turned on me, I'd be like, Gazza, I don't care. I can't physically watch you. You're my footballing hero. I can't. He'd probably just walk off to the other pub, but I can't believe people do it to him. It's a real shame. Completely. This is what he did. This is what the man did. I'll take Greaves. I'll take, okay, that, because that's the thing. I always do it. Not that everyone has to. Good night, King Oasis. I'll get back to you tomorrow for sure, buddy. Have a good evening, brother. I'm here for you. Scott M is doing 2 things to trigger me here, and he knows it works. Kane, Toby, Janola, and then all the way down to 499 with Yamatog. And 500. My boy Alfie Divine. I do love you, Scott. I do love you. Yeah, you've got the link, buddy. Let me know when you've watched that and you see the Gazza goal. It's incredible. How far up the ladder? Oh, do you know, mate? Do you know what, Ginola? I did have the pleasure of seeing. And for one season, when we won the what was it then? The Carling Cup, the Worthington Cup, I believe it was. That man was unstoppable. Talk about a one-man team. He is very, very, very high up the list. He was a Tottenham player through and through. When we talk about the Tottenham DNA and all of that, David Ginola was it. Come on, just play. Mate, Scott, do you know what? I'm just trying to think. If I share my screen but don't play it, but play it as in without selecting it, does it become copyright? Just so I can see the Gaza goal. Scott, stop being a bad influence. I can't. It's Ben's birthday. It's Ben's birthday right now. Obviously, he's asleep. It's going to be 4 a.m. I don't want him waking up. Happy birthday, copyright. But Scott, you almost got me there. You almost broke me. Good evening to you, Eugene. I hope you're good. Someone have my good mate. To see you back in the chat. I am great, buddy. I hope you are, my dear man, and it is great to see you in the chat. Klinsmann as a manager, though, yeah. But you know what? During that, I'd rather we'd got Klinsmann than Tudor. Someone that knew this club and knows exactly. The fans would have been on board immediately. Wolfie, so the year that came out, my parents got me for Christmas / Hanukkah, whichever one you want to call it, the Fog of the Time single, the Gaza the Real Me video, which is now available on YouTube, which I shared. I don't know if anyone watched that. Got me the Gaza shell suits that he used to wear. I had Gaza football, but I was obsessed. Anything Gaza came out, my parents got it for me. Anything. Fog of the Time, it's all mine, all mine. Fog of the Time, it's all mine. Come on. You got to love that track. You've got to love that track. Oh, mate. Mate. Luka Modric. You know what? I'll tell you one thing I do remember with Luka Modric is when we signed him, obviously I hadn't really heard of him. I remember we were playing pre-season. I can't remember. It might have been Portugal or somewhere. But we were playing Celtic and others, and I'd never seen a man have the ball, and no one could get near him. Luka Modric. The one thing I loved about Luka Modric as well is when he didn't get his Chelsea deal, and there was the gentleman's agreement that he could go next season to any club in Europe, but not. Normally, that was the day of age where players chucked their toys out the pram, refused to play. For the first 6 months of that season, he was breathtaking. And I mean breathtaking. Starting with that massive goal against Liverpool where he just smashed it into the top corner. That man was a genius. An absolute genius. He's right up there. See, even when I said that list that I've done, it's like, this is the thing. We used to have players like this. We used to have players like this that are world class. Don't get me wrong, he had his best time in Madrid. He did get off to the best of start at Madrid. He's still tearing it up at Milan. Mate, if we signed him now, if we'd signed him in January, a 40-year-old Luka Modric would be our best player. Without even trying. Such sad times, but what a player he was. I can't see us getting a result at Villa. So everyone that's been, so there you go. I wish Chef up north and anyone that is being that happy or positive and optimistic, I wish it could rub off on me, and I wish that you guys are right compared to what I'm thinking. It's just going to be a dark, dark day. I've got a feeling. Barnsley away, that goal in the FA Cup. Honestly, the guy was just a joy to see. Yeah, I don't see you trying to trigger me. Happy birthday to Ben. Everyone put a message in the YouTube comments after we're done, just saying happy birthday, Ben. It's 11 a.m. there in Malaysia. Lucky you. It's 11 p.m. here in Toronto. That's quite. Wolfie, you have no idea. I had the Paul Gascoigne calendar every year, and he signed, not personally, but they had his signature on the front. I can afford to put, not that I would, and obviously don't really sign anything anymore, but I used to be able to do Paul Gascoigne's signature literally without even looking. It was I used to copy his signature, just everything Gazza. I just honestly, there are times if I go onto my YouTube watch later, like my save ship, I have about, I think it's just over 115 save later videos that I always go to if I want to laugh or cry or whatever. I think about 65, no, more than 65 of them are Gaza documentaries or Gaza best collections, Gaza this, Gaza that. Just in football, that man is my happy place and always will be and always will do. I mean, it's the law for you, Mashina Joe. It's the law for you, isn't it, with your Croatian roots? Real Madrid didn't win the Champions League for long until he came. Yep. Very, very true. And this man, my good God. With this man, do you know what? There's certain players that look incredible on TV. But then when you go see them live and you see him off the ball and whatever, and they're like, wow, I know he's great when I see him on TV. Moussa Dembele, there's a few games I remember, but one of them was when we were battling with Leicester. And the game before battling the bridge, we played West Brom at home, and it's a game we drew 1-1 that we had to win. It's the game where Dele Alli punched one of their players in the stomach. The first half, Moussa Dembele, I had never seen anything like it from a player in his position. He was everywhere and nowhere. With the ball, with 3 players around him, the next he's running at the back 4. This man's drop of the shoulder, strength, and I'd never seen anything like it. This man, I just wish we had Wanyama for a little bit longer with him. If we'd had Wanyama a season or 2 before, he honestly, he's unbelievable. No, I don't think we do. Chef up north, I don't think we do come straight back up. In fact, if we go down, I don't even think we make the playoffs. For the first year. I think people are going to be aiming for a very, very short, sharp shock if we go down. The chance of coming straight back up. I don't think people or sections of fans realise just how poor don't say how poor, how tough and demanding the Championship is. And people go nuts that we couldn't handle 2 games a week in Europe and the league. Well, the Championship is more grueling, more physical, more, and especially with our medical team. Yeah, look, any team that's got Modric in there, he's one of the players that when he's there, the forwards can do their job, or the on-running midfielders can do their job because they know A, they've got a midfielder that will find them, and B, if they lose the ball, that Modric will have the midfield sorted and organised. Unbelievable. Mate, even Harry Redknapp waxes lyrical about Luka Modric. Unpopular play. Do you know what? Here we go. That is Sin Cara Spurs. That is a great question. And it may be the final question that we spend the next 10, 15 minutes on before I log off. Unpopular players that people, they're not even so much unpopular, but players that weren't the big stars. Mate, Super Pav I adored. Super Pav was one of the biggest psychopaths off the pitch. You look at football hard men on and off the pitch, I'm telling you now, you would not want to mess with Pavlyuchenko in any way, size, shape or form. For me, for me, when we talk about players like this, I loved Christian Ziege. He is my favourite Spurs left back of all time. And when I say all time, I mean my lifetime. I wish we'd had him for longer. I loved Christian Ziege. Top of this list in this I adored, and people will know, I adored Tom Huddleston. I absolutely loved Tommy Huddleston. I thought, after Glenn Hoddle, the best passer in the football this club has had, and then obviously Harry Kane came later, I think Tom Huddleston, if again, who would have thought it, a Spurs player that had injury issues, Tom Huddleston. Clint Dempsey, do you know what? I didn't mind him. One night, I tell you a player that I still to this day don't get, and he got cult hero status, was Steve Malbronk. I just don't understand. Like I said, each to their own. People feel the same way about me that I do with Tommy Huddleston. But I didn't get the fascination over Steve Malbronk. Not one bit did I understand the Steve Malbronk love. I'll probably get some pelters for that one. Oh yeah, mate. Honestly, we think we've got a bad medical team in the Premier League. Wait till we are in the Championship. I follow the Championship when Slaven Bilic. Yeah. Oh mate, it's a very daunting lark. No, Wolfie. I was like you with Casey. I loved Brad Friedel. Loved Brad. But there was something about Casey. I don't know if it was hair. I don't know if that we were so poor as a team back then. I loved Brad Friedel, but there's something, mate. I agree with that one with Casey Keller. Like, sure, he's a lovely guy, but there was something about oh mate, Stuart Nethercott. Stuart Nethercott was the worst player I've ever seen in a Spurs shirt. And with what we've had to deal with recently, I'd have him all day over Stuart Nethercott. I would have, honestly, there was some poor. I tell you a blast from the past who I did love and didn't get the love he deserved. I loved. People remember the ex-Liverpool Wimbledon player Onvid Leonardson. I don't know why. Probably because he played that attacking midfielder, and that was my favourite position. But I loved Onvid Leonardson. I loved him. Honestly, absolutely loved him. And I loved Colin Calderwood. I loved David Howes, Paul Allen, all these underrated players. But there are some top. That topic could go on for a while. But with me saying that, I am going to go to bed because I'm absolutely exhausted. But I want to say to the people that are still here, thank you so much for joining me and being part of the show. Like I said, this will be at least 2 times a week, plus the day of or the day after a match day. I will be going Sunday. There will be a Late Night Lilywhite on Sunday, whether it be to celebrate a win and hopefully a slight door opening for us for results, or a huge commiseration and togetherness at the final now in the coffin. But I will say to everyone, much love to you all. Thank you to everyone there was at the beginning and the support we showed to both Chris and Alfie on the loss of a friend and an 11-year-old niece due to mental health. The chat were incredibly supportive and everything. And I just love spending the evenings with you. We'll get these numbers back up to being big like they were. I want to get this show out to as many people as we can, because we go from here, there, and everywhere. It's show you decide where we go. So please like and share the channel, and especially this show. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, the rest of your night, the rest of your afternoon. We'll be back at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, 2 p.m. on the Coffee Channel for Ben's birthday. And then we'll be back on Tottenham on Tour on Sunday. So everyone, please like, comment, share, subscribe. And as always, OINK out.